Hi, I'm Mitch Gibbons, and I will be presenting my career field research today. So what I'll cover are the work tasks, activities, appropriate college courses and majors, required knowledge, physical demands, the working conditions, hiring practices, the wages and job outlook, advancement opportunities, and the current job listings of 5 different careers. And the ones I've chosen are lawyer, a high school teacher, a stockbroker, marketing specialist, sports agent, and then at the end I'll give a quick conclusion. So the first profession is a lawyer. Their work tasks and activities include, but are not limited to, they interpret laws, rules, and regulations as it pertains to each client. They examine the legal data. They determine the advisability of defending or prosecuting lawsuit. As far as appropriate college courses or majors, you don't need a specific major. You do need a major or a degree, but it's pretty much just choose one that interests you or something that you'd like to go into in the law field, like constitutional law or business law. Required knowledge, you must have a 4-year bachelor's degree, and then you take the LSAT, which is pretty much the ACT for lawyers, and then you go into graduate school, which is about a 3-year program, and then you have to pass the bar exam to be certified to practice law. Physical demands, it's much more demanding on your mind than on your body. You really don't have any physical um, exercises as a lawyer. The working conditions, you work in an office or courtroom, you usually have long hours. Pretty much every lawyer will work more than 40 hours a week. The hiring practices, there's no on-the-job training required. Most firms, they look at your LSAT score and see if you have any experience. As far as the wage and job outlook, the median pay for lawyers last year in Minnesota was $112,000, and it's expected to increase at about 10% up till 2020. Advancement opportunities, many lawyers will leave their firm after 2 to 3 years and they go on to a bigger corporation or a nonprofit or go into like the political field. And then current job listings, MinnesotaWorks.net lists 3 openings for lawyers within 100 miles of Winona. So the next profession is a teacher. Teachers' tasks, they plan lessons in the subjects they teach. They prepare students for standardized tests and they supervise students. Some appropriate college courses or required knowledge, you need a bachelor's degree, and many teachers now have their master's as well. You must pass an exam to get certification to teach in Minnesota. I think that's in all states, but the type of test varies. In some states, make teachers take an annual exam to keep their certification and stay licensed. Physical demands and working conditions. You must work, or you work in a school. Your work days during school hours, and then you'll also spend some evenings and weekends grading assignments or writing lesson plans. You get the summers off, obviously, unless you teach summer school, just because students have it off. The hiring practices, you must have your state certification, you must have your degree, and you must pass a background check. As far as wage and employment outlook, the average wage in Minnesota was $56,000, which is above the national average, but the outlook was only a 4.4% increase, which is below the national average. Advancement opportunities, pretty much the 2 main spots you could go to would be a principal or a superintendent of a school district. You could change what grades you want to teach, but I don't know if you could really argue that's advancement or not. And then current job listings, there were 4 high school teacher listings within 100 miles of Winona. The next one was stockbroking, or also known as financial advisor. Their work tasks and activities, they complete sales order tickets and submit them for processing of client requested transactions. They kind of keep their clients informed of their transactions they're making, and they review all securities transactions to ensure the accuracy of information and conformance of governing agency regulations. As far as appropriate college courses or majors, there's actually no degree required, but it's highly recommended, as I don't think many people now get a job as a financial advisor without a college education. So it's recommended you major in something like financing, marketing, or accounting, or something in the business setting. Required knowledge, you must pass 6 different exams to be certified in Minnesota. They vary a lot, it's all just kind of different exams to get you licensed to teach or to handle clients' money. The physical demands and working conditions, it's a very stressful working condition. You're handling a lot of money, and it's money that really isn't yours, so you want to make sure you handle it properly. And typical work week will exceed 40 hours. The hiring practices, firms that are looking for a financial advisor will look for good sales experience, good people skills, and someone who has all the certifications. The wages and employment outlook, in 2010 the median pay was about $70,000 a year, and the estimated job growth was about 15% between 2010 and 2020. As far as advancement opportunities, the main way you could advance is you just leave for a larger financial firm, which would mean clients with more money and then bigger commission checks. And then current job listings, MinnesotaWorks.net found 24 positions within 100 miles. My fourth profession was a marketing specialist. Tasks and activities, they judge the costs and benefits to a possible solution. They think of new ideas, and they collect consumer data by surveys, interviews, and focus groups. And they just have to understand the new product information. Appropriate college courses and majors. They have classes within the business administration program would be recommended, such as majoring in marketing, financing, or advertising. Required knowledge, you need a college degree to go into marketing. It would be it's also common nowadays to have your master's in marketing. The physical demands, again, it's more of an office job, it's not physically demanding. And the working conditions, you'll work in groups, and you typically work about 40 hours a week. The hiring practices, firms follow about a 7-step process when they're looking to hire a stockbroker. It starts with a telephone interview, then there's about 3 different interviews with different people in person, and then they'll discuss wage and benefits afterwards, and then they'll end it with a verbal or written offer if they want to hire you. Wages and employment outlook, their average wage in Minnesota was $30.62 an hour, and is actually at a 32% growth up till 2020, which is very high. Job advancement, the main way would be like a chief marketing specialist, which is kind of the manager of all the other marketing specialists. Current job listings go, MinnesotaWorks.net found 37 marketing-related professions, which just kind of indicates the growth, and that's what's becoming of it. My last one was being a sports agent. The tasks and activities of this are to handle contract negotiations for clients and handle the day-to-day business matters. They also have to network to other clients because their job is mostly commission-based. They need to have as many clients as possible. Appropriate college courses are required knowledge. You need a degree in business administration, many other masters as well, because you're working for a client. They're not going to hire someone with a Spanish education or something, so they'll want someone who knows business. Physical demands and working conditions, you must be patient and able to sit in meetings for long periods of time during negotiations. The work is done in an office, and it's face-to-face meetings or phone calls, stuff like that, text messaging. Hiring practices, you're kind of hired by the athlete, so it's kind of tough to find an accurate way they hire people. As far as wages and employment outlook, the national wage for its agent of sports was $88,000, and the growth wasn't very high. It was only 5% within the next 10 years. As far as advancement opportunities go, you can kind of try and start at lower end athletes and work your way up to the bigger ones, and that would mean more commission or higher commission checks because they'll be making more money. And there are no current job listings just because, again, if an athlete wants or needs an agent, they're not going to put an ad out online. They'll probably just find a teammate or something and ask them who their agent is, and that's how you can network. So in conclusion, I discussed many aspects of lawyers, teachers, stockbrokers, marketing specialists, and sports agents. It seems clear that a college degree is more important now than it has ever been. Thank you.